नमस्कार, मैं अनिरुद्ध कंठे नियो प्रेरणा फाउंडेशन के आज के सेशन में भोसला मिलिट्री स्कूल के सभी विद्यार्थियों का, मेरी कलीग दिव्या, कमांडेंट सर और खासकर डॉक्टर नागापुरकर सर का मैं स्वागत करता हूं। नियो प्रेरणा फाउंडेशन ये पिछले 5 सालों में पूरे महाराष्ट्र में गरीब विद्यार्थियों के लिए अनेक प्रोग्राम्स लेती रहती है। जैसे कि आदिवासी इलाके में जो छोटे बच्चे हैं उनमें स्वच्छता की आदत बचपन से ही रहे, इसके लिए हम हेल्थ किट जो 7-8 प्रकार के उनको, जैसे तेल है, कंघी है, नेल कटर है, ऐसे उनको उस किट में देते हैं और बचपन से ही उनको आदत लगे, स्वच्छता का महत्व उनमें समझे। स्वच्छता के कारण अपना स्वास्थ्य अच्छा रहता है, स्वास्थ्य अच्छा रहा तो बच्चे पढ़ाई में भी अच्छे रहेंगे। इसका ये ध्यान में रखकर उनको हम ये चीज़ें स्कूल को भेंट के स्वरूप में देते हैं। और ऐसे जो कॉरपोरेशन और जिला परिषद के स्कूल हैं उनके बच्चों को शुरू से ही पढ़ाई करने के साथ साथ अच्छे किताबें वो पढ़े, इसके लिए हम छोटी सी लाइब्रेरी साल भर में हर महीने में कुछ ना कुछ पुस्तक उनको स्कूल में देते हैं। जैसे साल भर में 200-300 किताब की एक लाइब्रेरी वो तैयार रहे, बच्चे वो पढ़े, अच्छे संस्कार उनमें से बच्चे ले और आगे समाज जीवन में अच्छा काम करे। इस बहाने से हम एक छोटी सी लाइब्रेरी उनको खड़ा करने में हम मदद करते हैं। ऐसे खासकर लड़कियों के लिए हम एक साक्षर क्रांति करके लड़कियों को स्कॉलरशिप देते हैं। 1000 रुपये महीना की स्कॉलरशिप है। आज तक महाराष्ट्र में 140 के ऊपर विद्यार्थियों को हम ये स्कॉलरशिप देते आए हैं। और ये लड़कियों को स्कॉलरशिप के साथ साथ में जो समाज के अच्छे डॉक्टर्स हैं उनको भी हम उनके साथ जोड़ते हैं ताकि उनके डॉक्टर से प्रेरणा ले, उनको जैसे जीवन में डॉक्टर अच्छे बने, पढ़ाई अच्छी की, इनका आदर्श वो अपने सामने रखकर खुद को भी उनके जैसा बनाए और समाज जीवन में नेतृत्व करे। इस बहाने से हम ये प्रोग्राम्स करते हैं। बच्चों को जो एडल्सेंट बच्चे रहते हैं उनको उस बदलती उम्र में क्या क्या करना चाहिए, क्या क्या उनको बदलते अपने जो शरीर में जो बदलाव होता है उनको किस तरफ से उन्होंने फेस करना चाहिए, ऐसे अनेक प्रोग्राम्स हम गायनेकोलॉजी डॉक्टर के साथ में हम लेते हैं। ऐसे अनेक प्रोग्राम्स हम बच्चों को के जीवन में उनको लाभकारक जो है वो लेते हैं। ऐसे भी आप सभी इस प्रोग्राम्स में आगे चलकर हमारे साथ जुड़े, ऐसी मैं अपेक्षा करता हूं। आज के जो अपने डॉक्टर्स आए हैं उनका मैं परिचय आपके सामने रखता हूं। MBBS DPM ये उन्होंने डिग्री ली है और साइकियाट्रिस्ट ये इसमें MD उन्होंने किया है। BG मेडिकल कॉलेज पूना से उन्होंने ये डिग्री हासिल की है। यही कॉलेज में उन्होंने 3 साल लेक्चरशिप भी की है। समाज जीवन के अनेक सामाजिक संगठनों में उनका सहभाग रहता है। आज के डॉक्टर में मैं उनको दिल से ये आमंत्रित करता हूँ।
Thank you, Kante sir and Commandant sir, for giving me this opportunity to interact with you all. Next 30 to 40 minutes, we shall discuss about few issues. I hope everyone is listening to me. I'm not a teacher or preacher. I'm a clinician. I'm a doctor, basically practicing psychiatry, that is related to mental health abnormality. And today I'm glad to be interacting with not abnormal but normal students. I'm here to discuss the issues related to stress in youth, especially what causes stress. My job is to make you aware and try to find out some solutions if we can find out. There are no ready-made answers to these questions, but definitely some guidelines may appear during the discussion. As I said that I'm happy to be here today. We will discuss few things about stress, what things that cause stress in youth especially, and how to handle or to try to find out solutions. So as we can see, we all are in this pandemic situation caring about our physical health. We should not get sick. The young generation, youth, as we all know, you are not a child now, but At the same time, parents or society doesn't treat you as an adult. There is a huge changes in the physical and psychological. There is a rapid transition from a childhood to adulthood. There is a lot of energy, lot of enthusiasm, lot of creativity, very noble personalities. Shivaji Maharaj and latest role model, you all are aware of this Greta Thunberg, who contributed in a large way to pollution. So these kind of activities people can take in their adolescence. But at the same time, if it is not channelized properly because of so many factors influencing our life, that is social media, changing circumstances in the society. So we need to prepare ourselves for this new normal life in future. So what are the issues? I'll just highlight few issues and then we'll discuss in detail about 3 to 4 issues as requested by Commandant Sir. So first is emotional problem. As I said earlier, as there are physical problems, there are emotional problems too. Emotional problem means in this age, basically, you tend to be very moody. Your mood changes very frequently. At one time, you are very happy. The next moment, you are very angry with someone. Small issues, small disappointments, they make you upset. There are issues related to family members, friends, and many other relations in your life. Then another issue important is bullying, which happens in every school, college. Next important issue is sexual activity. There are physical changes in the adolescent age which lead to curiosity or increased awareness about sexual activity. So that is another important issue which we come across in adolescent age. Another negative, but at the same time, most important issue is drug and alcohol use. Because of curiosity, because of the influence of social media and peer pressure, adolescent is exposed to drug and alcohol use. So that is another significant issue. Obesity because of lack of physical exercise, excessive use of electronic media, computer, laptop, mobiles, reduced playtime on the playground has given rise to this obesity. Next slide, please. Then academic problems. I will touch upon exam stress also. There are career issues, what you need to be in future. There is a lot of peer pressure. We'll discuss it in detail. Effect of social media and violence. If the energy, enthusiasm is not channelized properly, it can lead into antisocial activities. Yes, so let us discuss few things about peer pressure. Man, we all know, is a social animal. We need to connect to other people. In this pandemic, we are feeling little lonely, but in normal life, we tend to interact with people. We tend to move around with friends, family, get-togethers. And in this particular age, you listen more to friends than family. Whatever parents tell you, you tend to neglect that. You don't give that much importance to your parents, but more attached to the friends. You spend most of the time with your friends. Friends influence your life very much. At the same time, you need to comfort with your friends. The like-minded kids, adolescents try to form a kind of gang. Next slide, please. So peer pressure is what you feel when you are in a group. Mainly, this has a negative connotation, but it is direct influence of your friends' behavior on you, or maybe indirect influence. It could be positive also. It may not be negative all the time. It has positive aspects also. While listening to your friends, while chatting with your friends, you tend to study together. you have a good competition, you enjoy sports, music, friends. With friends, you can share knowledge and skills. Then that knowledge and skills might increase your grades in the examination. It increases confidence. You get pleasure in good company. With a group, you can volunteer for social work. You can join groups like Rotaract or similar kind of voluntary organizations. But at times, it may not work in a positive way. So you tend to get under influence of your friends. You tend to skip the school or college. You tend to enjoy bullying or teasing others in the school or college. You start stealing, may engage in antisocial activities like fights or friction with law and order. You may, as we discussed, you may try and test tobacco, alcohol, drugs when it is not needed at your age. You can get thrill from driving without license or in speedy rash driving, but you won't imagine the serious life consequences which this kind of activity can have. Because if such kind of mistake, if it is a major one, then your life becomes very miserable. So how to handle this peer pressure? Basically, no one is immune. Okay, so you need to handle. You are going to get such kind of situations where you will be forced or you will be tempted to do some kind of activities which are not liked by you. Okay, so pay attention to how you feel basically while someone asks you, suppose, to come to the party where there are drinks and drugs. So whether you should think about that, how you are feeling when you are invited to such kind of party. So if you don't feel like going, then you should be staying away from this. Plan ahead, because if you are aware that there are going to be drugs and drinks in this party and you don't want to do that, then definitely you can think about how to respond in certain kind of situations like this. How you can stay away from this. What you can do about staying away. So that is very important. Talk to the person who is pressuring you and tell him that how you feel and don't invite me again for such kind of party. So this simple thing definitely help you to stay away from such kind of situation. In this difficult situation, you should communicate with your parents as well, because that is going to help you to resolve this issue. And your parents also will come to know that you are sharing your problems with them so that they can help you. You can give an excuse. First thing is you should say no. And you need not apologize or give an explanation why you are saying no. You just say no. Don't feel afraid or ashamed of saying no. Similarly, have friends with similar values and beliefs which you have. And if it is not possible, get a support from trusted adult like a parent, teacher, or school counselor who can listen to you and help you to strategize which might work in your situation, definitely. So that is going to help you. To say no is very important, and excuse yourself from such kind of situation. Talk to your parents, teachers, and school counselor. That will help you. Yes, so as I said, saying no is very important. Once something wrong is done, so just accept it. You should not feel guilty, because we are human beings. We tend to make mistakes. Mistakes do happen from us. You accept that, acknowledge that, talk to your parents freely, but at the same time, don't repeat it. You have got a chance to prove yourself. So don't repeat that. Just learn from that you are not supposed to do it again. And definitely treat it as a learning experience so that you don't make similar kind of mistake again and again. Yes, now just a few words about online learning. Because of this pandemic, we can't attend regular schools, colleges. So what are the drawbacks? We have to learn online. There is no choice option remaining. So the drawbacks, basically, there is no face-to-face interaction with your teachers, your friends, your classmates. At the same time, there is no regularity or discipline. Even though you are attending, you are at your own will. You can see the lectures, whatever have been taught to you online anytime, whenever you feel. There is no time limit as such, no time commitment as such. You can skip also. There are many avenues to skip online education, and there are technological challenges also. Like in this today's presentation now, there were few participants who were not able to listen properly. So that is the net may not be available, power failures, lack of the necessary equipments that might pose technological challenges also. So these are the drawbacks of online learning. But at the same time, advantages also there. So there is a flexibility, lot of flexibility where you can sit in your drawing room, your hall while you are having lunch or dinner. You can attend or you can see the lectures. It is very cost efficient. You don't have to go to school. While sitting at home, you can enjoy and learn also. Online courses and subjects, there is a huge range of choices from which you can select, and there are no language barriers as such. So now, for the time being, at least we have to rely on this online learning. So coming to the another important issue of exam tension and stress. For someone, ordinary student, passing exam is also stressful. And for some, scoring an exam or grades is equally stressful. There are expectations from oneself that I must do well this time. I must get 80%, 90%. That is expectation from self. At the same time, expectation from family, parents, society are also there that you should perform well. This stress comes from comparing with others, that my friend, he is doing well, he is getting scoring 90%. So I should also be doing well equally. So that is another issue. But at the same time, you should be aware that good grades or coming first in the class doesn't make you successful in your future life. Exams results are not the end of world basically. But at the same time, we have to study, give exam and pass exam to attain some kind of educational achievement or get our degree. Yes, so this Akshay Kumar, we all know, he's a now successful actor, but he had once shared a video that as a kid he failed in exam and was terrified showing his report card to his parents. So failing in exam doesn't make you a failure in life. She is, we all know, Oprah Winfrey. She was fired from her television job. She thought initially that now everything is over, but she came back and started her own show, and now it was very famous show on the TV. Yes, so learning, as we learn from our life, not only in school but all the time, whenever we are interacting with someone, facing some situation, we try to learn. But study, especially in classroom or in school and colleges, need to improve our study habits to reduce the exam stress. You need to be motivated from within to study, because just telling, when the parents tell you to study, you should not study. It should come from within. You should have daily fixed routine, waking up at a regular time, giving particular time for your study. You should ideally prepare some timetable, even if you are at home and you have a plenty of time. So please don't waste time. You should take breaks in between, because see, the classrooms, when you are attending, there are hardly 40 minutes, 35 to 40 minutes lecture used to be there, because that much attention span every human being has. So study for 35 40 minutes, take a 5 minutes break in between, and then again start studying. That will keep you awake also. And avoid distraction. That is the most important issue nowadays, because of this internet, social media, gadgets available. You are studying online basically on those gadgets. So it is very tempting to just, while you are attending a lecture, you can see your mobile, you can chat on WhatsApp. So that is distraction basically. Will be definitely advised, because overuse can lead to obesity, because of sitting, you are sitting at one place eating all the time, asking the family members, mother, for tea, coffee, food, etc. So, and again, over use of this medium gives rise to eye strain. There are many ophthalmologists, eye doctors, they are saying that overuse of, since lockdown, the number of patients with dryness in the eyes, itching eyes, pain in the eyes have increased. So that eye strain you need to be aware of. Again, engaging more in this virtual reality in digital world, and very less direct contact with people. It is very difficult for the person to be in virtual reality all the time. So that may cause abnormalities in your mental health. Now you come to how to handle this exam stress, because everyone has to go through this stress of exams. So in this everyday life, it may manifest as physical or mental tension. Physical tension is when you are going for exam, you tend to get palpitation, you tend to get sweating, you tend to go to bathroom frequently, okay, and you feel restless at times. You feel blocked mentally. You don't, even if you have studied, you don't recollect whatever you have studied. So that stress is inevitable, and you have to acknowledge that sometimes you might feel like this during exams. Appreciate the cause of stress instead of blaming yourself or failing to cope. You should study well, accept it, and find out what are the causes of stress, whether you have not studied properly, any, you need to change method of your study. So you need to appreciate that. Elevate the stress with stress buster techniques. That is another important issue. So you cannot escape that. So what you can do is just sit, relax your mind. That will definitely help you to relieve from this stress. Relaxing your mind with meditation, some kind of exercise, breaks in between your study, listening to music. If you like listening to music, playing some music, definitely you can do that to alleviate the stress. Altering lifestyle, that is another important way that will reduce stress. And avoid stress building habits like getting into drugs, etc. So that temporarily might help you to reduce the stress, but in long term, that is going to affect you in a much bigger way. Yes, and along with this stress reducing techniques, you must follow balanced diet, avoid fast food, avoid ordering through net like Swiggy and all. Avoid fast food. You should get good sleep of 6 to 8 hours. That is must, because if you don't get good sleep, then whatever you have studied, whatever you have learned is not going to remain in the memory for long term. Okay, so sleep is very important. You should exercise at least 15 minutes of jogging, cycling, and some stretching in between, because you are always sitting at one place. And at the same time, when you do meditate, you tend to relax your body, at least for 15 minutes of meditation, simple meditation, like watching, sitting at one place, close your eyes and watch on your breath. Keep watch on your breath, because breath is the easiest thing to monitor, and you don't require any gadgets, you don't require any uh, particular atmosphere for watching your breath. Just keep your eyes closed and just watch breath, how it is coming through which nostril and how it is going. Just keep watch on your breath. That will relax you. Or you can do yoga nidra at the same time. Okay, next slide, please. Yes, so just few tips about study skills. Study is abhyas. Abhyas means revision all the time. Whatever you have learned, you have to revise. That will improve your memory. Style of studying, yeah, everyone has different style of studying. Some students, they like to take out notes, some read aloud, writing, and some like to discuss with friends, so that they get that lesson or that thing in their mind imprinted well. Be comfortable with your own style. There is no right or wrong way. Try to improvise. If some of your friend is discussing with you, you should discuss with him. If you like some friend's study style, then you can adopt that. And some time for relaxation is also important. All the time you can't study during the day. Next time. Yes, and just before exam, when you are ready, just solve old or model question papers, so that you tend to get acquainted with solving the papers, because that is most important. You have to time the papers. Discuss with your friends, teachers. Whenever you have solved papers, you can show it to teachers or in the family or friends, senior friends. Find out the shortcomings, weaknesses, what you have. Try to rectify them. You need to relax before exams. At least half an hour, you should be calm, quite reach early at the hall, or even if you are giving online, just relax for 15 to 20 minutes before appearing for exam. Read the question paper carefully. Don't just jump onto writing answers immediately. See to it that you solve all questions. Don't skip any question, because if you skip that question, the examiner won't be able to give you marks for that. And before submitting the paper, you need to check once again. These are the simple practical tips which, if you could follow, that can add to 5% more your marks. Yes, that I'll just touch upon this co-education that was suggested by Commandant Sir. This co-education with opposite gender, opposite sex students, it reduces the shyness, it reduces distance between them and misconceptions about other sex or gender. At the same time, this co-education increases confidence, closeness, competitiveness, improves your personality, helps in understanding, and also increases skills to socialize, and it also provides platform to understand opposite gender. But all schools don't have co-education. So how to overcome that? So you need to ensure good communication with other gender. Suppose you have uh, females in the family, at neighbors, your friends, sisters, you can definitely communicate freely with them. Respect other gender. We learn from co-education to respect other gender. Try to understand of importance of other gender. Don't criticize unnecessarily. Prepare yourself to interact freely without prejudice when you get an opportunity. And maybe all professional education institute, and during graduation, it will definitely give you opportunity for co-education. So you need not worry more about this. Yeah, best of luck for your future life exams, and I'm sure you will be succeed if you have your faith in your ability. This is a video. Yeah, a just short video by my teacher, Dr. Mohan Agashi. Of
आपसे एक सवाल पूछूं, आपका सबसे करीबी दोस्त कौन है और बड़ा दुश्मन कौन है? उलझन में फंस गए? बता दो, ठीक से सोचो तो समझ आएगा। आपका सबसे करीबी दोस्त और जानी दुश्मन अपना मन ही है। मुश्किल लगता है? बुजुर्गों को पूछो। शरीर जैसा बीमार होता है वैसे कभी कभी मन भी बीमार होता है और समय पे उपाय करने से तंदुरुस्त भी होता है। स्टिच इन टाइम सेव्स 9। विश्वास नहीं है तो तन के या मन के किसी भी डॉक्टर की सलाह ले लो।
yes, that was a short message saying that mental health also important as physical health. And I thank you all for listening patiently. And thank you, Bhosla Commandant Sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone for attending the session, and it was really a very helpful session, and we have understood how to manage the stress and everything. So thank you, Dr. Nagapurkar sir. It will help every student to build their confidence and overcome the stress. So thanks a lot for everyone for attending the session, and be confident and best of luck for your future. Thank you sir once again.